Hey guys, how's it going? Ghosty Rich here today. Today we're going to be putting this deck, or a new stereo, inside this Subaru Outback. So first thing you're going to need to do is pop off this trim bezel piece. As you can see, we're going to need a plastic panel popper. Whatever you do, do not use a metal panel popper. If you do, what'll end up happening is you'll end up beveling the edge, and then you'll really hate life, so don't do it. Oh, this green panel popper won't work. Let's use an orange one. As you can see, I'm going to try down here. It won't work. Now, one quick thing for you is you will have better mic skills soon. The problem is I forgot to turn my microphone on until the next little bit. As you can see, start at the top. As you start at the top, it pops forward. Now I'll try with my fingers, and then I'll say, yeah, you know what? Let's use the panel popper because we don't want to flex and break this. So as you can see, I'll continue on, and I'll pop right there, and then the next corner, and then like that. As you can see, always like that. Never directly in the center of that little plastic piece up top. Otherwise, there's a good chance you could crack it. And oh, look at that. It let go. Sweet. Now we can put that off to the side nice and safely, because if you put it anywhere that isn't safe and you mark it with your foot or screwdrivers or anything, that would really suck. We don't want to do that. So I just put that in the back, grabbing a flashlight out of the glove box so that way I can show you the screw locations. As you can see, there is a Phillips screw there and a Phillips screw on the top. So whatever you do, don't drop those in the dash. Pull all four of those bolts out. Once you pull those four bolts out, wow, say that a couple times fast. And then after we get, those four bolts out I'm showing you right now, don't drop them in the dash. So from here, after supporting the deck with your hand, make sure that you pull it forward, and we're going to see these wiring harnesses. First thing you're going to want to do, see that white wiring harness? Compress the clip and pull the white out. Now that, if you have a factory radio, will be plugged into your factory radio. So you'll have to reach back there, compress both those white harnesses to pull it out. Now if you have an aftermarket, you would have that little microphone right there. Right there is the actual antenna that is comes with your vehicle. It's not a slip out. Well, I guess it is. It's just a double probed, I don't know. Unprobable. Anyways, so I'm showing you the antenna adapter you need. Make sure you have it. After you have that, if you have an aftermarket stereo, make sure that you disconnect it like so. As you can see, I'm going to disconnect this one now because we need to take that inside and rewire it. Those are two factory connectors, as I'm showing you, and those would be plugged into your stereo. If you had a factory stereo, you would want to disconnect that. I'm showing you the Subaru ground, showing you that it's a fistful of wire. I don't know why, but hey, I'm going to say it. And then I kind of say a little bit about the wiring, but that's okay. We're going to go over that in a little bit. And then right here, I'm showing you this, what not to do. Some installer put that microphone inside the dash. Never do that. If you put it inside the dash, no one's going to hear you. That was exactly the problem that this guy was having. So make sure you never ever put your microphone inside the dash. It's not good practice, and it's dumb. Oh, and don't put it on the visor either, because if you ever have any wind noise or anything, maybe you left the window open a crack, no one's going to hear you. So what you should do is put it up here right by the cluster. If you put it right there by the cluster, cool thing, if you leave the window open or anything, you can actually lean forward towards the steering wheel and they'll still hear you really well. Also, if you're having a conversation with someone next to you, then yeah, they'll hear you. See that little thing in my hand? That is a factory USB. Tuck it in the dash because you can't use it with an aftermarket stereo. Or you probably could if you bought a separate little module, but in this case, no, you can't. If you have a new USB, I'll show you how to run it through the little cup holder, so that way you can just run it through there. You could run it in the glove box as well, but you don't really need to, unless you want to. And I won't stop you. See, I'm showing you. If you actually reach back there, you can actually feel a little hole, and that'll go right into the other dash over there. And you can stick your fingers in, and your fingers will naturally find each other, and you will be able to pass it from that big opening into your glove box, if you so wish to put it in your glove box. Just like that, see? showing you the finger trick. It's so magical. So watch this. Swish, swoosh, and it swooshes right in on an angle. You can see then it goes right in. You press them in. Don't poke it like I do, otherwise it slips down. Then I have to fix it. Now, emblem, so like Kenwood, for example, goes to the biggest side of that dash kit. As you will see, it will go right there. And then from here, turn it to the side and pop some screws in. You'll see some screw holes line up. I'm going to put a screw right there and kind of finger tighten it. It's going to need more than that though. And I'm going to tell you, there's a few holes. So go ahead and put as many screws as you feel confident with. I usually do 3, but yeah, do that on both sides and you'll be ready to go. So with your harness, if you take a look here, you're going to have a parking brake and your ground wire. Now, if you're using a Kenwood deck, you can do this and just ground it right out. This will work for Kenwood and JVCs. If you go to do this with a Pioneer or a Alpine, you 100% cannot, and you have to have either a TR7 or you have to have a TR1. I would just get the TR7. It flips between handbrake, parking brake, handbrake, parking brake, handbrake, and then parking brake one more time. And what it does is it tricks the deck into thinking that it's on. It's so you can change your settings while you're driving if you really want to, or if your passenger wants you to. It doesn't make you pull the handbrake every time you want to do anything on your deck. Then we have our just our purple wire. Just straight up purple is going to be one of your speaker wires. Same with green black. This is green black, as we can see. So we're going to have that one off to the side. Then white black, white, gray black, green black, yellow. This is a remote wire. I only hooked it up because they had it hooked up, so I don't know if they had an amp or something. So we're going to leave that one on. Again, purple, black, gray, black, and red. Just match those all up. Now, I didn't hook up the illumination wire, which is this orange wire right here, and I'll tell you why. If you put your stereo on in the rain, or sorry, if you have your headlights turned on in the rain, it'll dim your stereo. So I don't usually hook up illumination unless the customer wants it. I personally will tell you, if you want to, go ahead, but I won't be doing that. Off the back end of this particular radio harness, we have a green, white, and a green, orange. And I will tell you, these are for a camera. So if you had a certain backup camera that requires just 2 wires hooked up to it, that's how you would do it. Otherwise, you would just plug it into the video in if it has an RCA. And then another remote control. This is for steering wheel controls, and a reverse wire for if you're going to hook up a backup camera. This would be what you would wire to the backup or to your reverse wire. I'm not doing that because we're not doing that for this particular build. So from there, after you've finished up, go ahead and throw a round of tape here, round of tape here. And as you can see, I've soldered. You can always, of course, crimp your connections if you so wish. All right, so as you can see here, we have this here. Now what you're gonna wanna do is, you'll have that release on the bottom of your steering wheel. I'm sure you know where it is. Just press the release and you can move your steering wheel up and down. Move it to its lowest setting. After you do that, stick your fingers in this hole once again. You'll have that hole that's in the skirt that's off to the side. And if you reach inside that hole in here, like this, you'll actually be able to go in there and feel your finger. Again, pull the wire for your Bluetooth mic and leave your Bluetooth mic. It just clips on here perfectly. You can just do that and check this out. Aim it if you want to. So off of this, for this certain deck for Android Auto, we are putting on an Apple cable so that way we can hook in. As you can see, that is taped on, ready to go. GPS antenna is plugged in. We have our antenna plugged into the antenna adapter. We have the black connector all the way in with power and everything else. So we have GPS, we have everything in. Okay, perfect. So next thing we need to do is drop this one down and through here. Make sure all cables go under this bracket. And then,
what about the mic? Did you get the mic in?
Oh, look at this. He catches me. So, this is why you always have another set of eyes if you can. Yeah. Mic goes right here, right beside GPS antenna adapter. Now, tuck everything in under here. It's really important that you actually tuck it in and stuff like that, because the last thing you want to do is, well, pinch a wire. Because if you pinch a wire and you somehow sever it, it's going to be a really bad day. So, as you can see, we're just going to tuck it in, make sure nothing comes out. Tuck this into here. Oh, we actually have one more that needs to go up and around. Let's see if I can get it without popping everything completely out. Alrighty. And then that goes there, this goes here. Perfect. And then just put in one of your screws just to hold the deck in. Right here. Put it through here. If you wanted to, maybe there's already a light or something in here. We don't have that. You could drill a small hole right beside it just to tuck your wire through, and check that out. Got all the length you need. And we just are gonna leave this in here. Make sure this all clips back in. All right, so right here, click, click, and we'll go down on this side first. Make sure we can, move the deck in. There, corners in. Right there, right there. Tuck this in. Alrighty. Now that this is all gone back in, go ahead and start it and check out your deck. Once you go ahead and we've done all the settings and you want to use Android Auto, check this out. Plug it in, or I should say Apple CarPlay. Boom, that plugs in. CarPlay pops up. If it's the first time, it'll give you a thing, hey, would you like to actually connect? And when you do, cool thing, bam, it pops up. And then you can see all your eligible apps. Some of them you might have to download, but hey, look, even YouTube Music. That's sweet. Spotify. And if you have a scanner or settings, you can do all this right from your phone, right on here. I'm not going to go too much into this. You can always look up some really cool stuff, and you can, of course, see 5G, time, and other little fun things right here. Anyways, this is just a quick thing. We're just showing you a little bit of the deck, but also how to install it in the Subaru Outback. Thanks again for watching. Press a little like if it helped you out, and subscribe for more. Thanks, bye.